Buying a car used to be exciting. It used to be something that you work towards, you look towards getting, you know what I mean? It was peak life. And now it's so stressful before you even begin the process. Today, guys, in this POV, we're going to talk about why buying a car feels like a trap. Well, guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Tizzy Week, where we do POV drives, speaking about mainly cars and also a little bit of life improvement here and there. And tonight, we're going to talk about why buying a car, new and used, kind of feels like a trap nowadays. And for some, I think it actually is. And there's various reasons as to why some would feel this way, that they're being trapped in buying a car. And a lot of this comes from various things like car payments, dealerships ruining the experience to buy a car. I mean, they make it intentional, so you sit there the whole day until you mentally cannot say no to certain things. They get you in the worst payment plans. They add a bunch of accessories that you don't need. You know what I mean? They elongate the processes. I know in some cases, if you're going to trade in a car, they will take your car to go inspect it, and they'll hold on to your keys until you make a decision, until you fold. Because these are the tactics they use to just get money off of you. And it's sad that it has come to this. Because, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people look forward to getting cars, and if you're not comfortable buying used off Marketplace or Craigslist or any other private option, then you're forced to have to go through this long battle with dealerships. And then you get into payments. I mean, car payments now are through the roof. You get hit with horrible percentages, and I think it's just becoming so normalized to get into a car payment nowadays. I mean, everybody does it to get the newest car. Like, cash used to be king, and now everything is going to credit. How can you leverage this? How can you leverage that? But then it's so normal to get a payment nowadays, to where like I went to dealerships, and the first thing they do is ask me like, oh, like, are you pre-approved, or you this or you that? Like, that's just the norm nowadays. It's so normalized to go into debt for a car that most people don't even consider how it negatively affects them. Because there is negative effects to getting yourself into a loan, especially if it's a bad deal, you're young, and you don't have that much income to get out of it quickly. You can get trapped. And the worst thing is buying a car and feeling trapped, feeling like you can't get out of your deal. And also, you have to factor in things like the economy. And this is a big issue when it comes to buying cars. Whether it's buying it new or buying it used, you're spending so much for a car nowadays. Like, cars are so expensive. They're expensive to maintain. They're expensive to insure, especially. Oh my gosh, insurance is just absolutely insane how much it costs to insure cars nowadays, especially in certain states. I've mentioned this in one of my videos, but I mean, it's absolutely horrible how much people have to pay to insure a car in New York City. Absolutely nuts. And yeah, there's reasons behind this. You know what I mean? Like, insurance is a grand thing. Everybody pays, so it can cover everybody, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of this is just price gouging. You think of what dealerships are doing to new cars. They mark them up like crazy, so people can't even afford them. Especially if they know it's something that's rare and that you can't get anywhere else. So you have to consider all these different things when going into the car market. And if you know what I mean, it's hard getting into a car. You spend all this money. Let's say you work out a good deal with a dealership. You work out a good deal, you know what I mean? And then you go to insurance to get insured, and it's like, geez, I should have just stayed taking a bus. I mean, I remember when I bought my first car, and the dealership, the insurance quoted me, I think it was like $700 a month. I can't afford $700 a month. Dude, in 1 year, I'm paying more than a car is worth just for insurance. That's absolutely crazy. Things are just a lot more pricier now than it used to be. You know what I mean? And this can make you feel like Whoa. Is he coming for me? Oh no. And then you factor in buying a new car. Because if you're not buying used, your only other option is buying new. I mean, that's all you got. It's either you buy new or used car. And I mean, new cars just don't feel that worth it, in my opinion. I feel like the upgrades that we're getting now, like technology has got so like advanced that it's starting to like plateau. And I just don't think that a lot of the stuff we're getting now is crazy. Like, I mean, you think of cars back in the day, like the old Lexuses, the old Mercedes, like all the stuff they put in it was so ahead of its time. You had, bro, the window shades, like all these fancy things were brand new to people back in the day. But that innovation has died out. I mean, there's only so much you can put into a car. It's not like I'm saying they should go create something crazy, which they probably should. I mean, people are getting paid hundreds of thousands to innovate these new cars. You know what I mean? But they've done so much towards like now new cars don't even feel that crazier. I mean, it's new. The quality doesn't feel as sturdy and premium as older cars did. The technology is pretty similar to what you use every single day. Like Apple CarPlay is really nice, but it's just, it feels like I have an iPad in the car. Like every car I drive with Apple CarPlay, it's nice to have it, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like innovative. It's just a screen that replicates my phone. It's just like an iPad in my car. It's no different from having like a Tesla basically. So I just think that overall excitement that you would get from buying a new car, it's not really there unless you go the sports route. And then that's when I think you start to get your money's worth. You know, you buy like a M car or an AMG or those cars where they're forced to create, they're forced to put the effort into making the car nice. You know what I mean? Because if it's not fast enough, then people are gonna make excuses like, oh, you're spending all this money for AMG that can't beat X, Y, and Z. Like, they're forced to put the effort into those cars. But when you talk about just the regular A to B cars, I just don't think the creativity is there. The designs nowadays are lagging in a lot of ways. They're getting rid of all the sharp edges that gave cars the personalities, and now it's just a bunch of boring, sleek cars. And yes, that's what gets better gas mileage. That's what, you know, people are buying. But as somebody that's looking into buying a car in this current market, if I was going new, it's either I get a crazy fast car because that's what I'm into, and I like the fact that those cars, you know, they take their time with them. They craft those new M cars, and it's either I go new or I'm just gonna buy an old classic that I grew up loving. Those are my only options right now, and I wish that we had more options as young adults coming into the world. I mean, now we're getting adult money. We can finally make these decisions as to what cars we want to get into, but the options are not there. They're not there like they used to be back in the day. We have to also piggyback off the car payments because, bro, I don't understand. I mean, I grew up being taught about financial literacy, right? Like, it's not wise to just put all your money into car payments. That's never the wisest thing to do. I mean, I understand if you really want it, that's your dream. You do you. I mean, I'm not telling nobody what to do. I'm not a financial advisor at all. But I just think that there's this like unspoken pressure to have the newest thing nowadays. It's so easy to put things on credit, to finance things, whether it's a car, you can finance clothes, you can buy candy, financing your credit cards, like all these different ways where you become somebody that owes money. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to get interest off people to where it's just like so normalized. Like, people go to these dealerships and they sign away their life, you know what I mean? Because now they're living to pay for the car. There's so many people that say, oh, they would rather get into that financial obligation to pay every single month and have to deal with maintenance. Versus if you actually have a used car and you keep up to date with your maintenance, there's really nothing to do. All you do is your oil changes. I mean, if you have suspension work, you do that. If you have some engine work, I mean, the odds of you having to do that if you buy a nice reliable car is pretty low. But the engine can go out on a new car also. And although you do have the warranties and stuff like that, the warranty is gonna end. There's this obligation to own a car nowadays. If you don't own a car, you can't travel to work because a lot of the infrastructure is not meant for that. It's meant for, it's circled around cars. You know what I mean? Like for my job, it takes 6 minutes to commute to my job site. Right now, from my house, I wake up, I give myself 10 minutes just because if a road is closed and I gotta take a detour. But it takes me 6 minutes to get to work. That might not be everybody's commute, but if I were to take the bus, it would be 40 minutes. The same distance, it would be 40 minutes. When I was out in Indiana to commute to my internship, it took me 30 minutes. And I mean, that was the only option. There's no public transportation that went to where I worked. And that's how it is for a majority of people. Unless you live in a big city, that, you know, big cities tend to have better public transportation, you're gonna be stuck with a car. You have to have a car, and it's either you get an older car that, you know what I mean, is gonna hold you down, or you get those car payments. And unfortunately, that's becoming the norm. People are prioritizing getting those car payments because they want something new. They want something they don't have to worry about. And you know, you hear all these bad stories about mechanics robbing you for this and that and overcharging. That it's hard. There's this lack of trust in the services around us. You know what I mean? So although I'm against getting a car loan unnecessarily, I do understand what forces people to get into that situation. Sometimes the best thing to do is not do anything. Like maybe you don't need that car. You know what I mean? Like that's always an option. Sometimes you just gotta wait a little bit. Wait and see what life can throw at you. Don't sign your way for that car. Like don't sign your life away for that car. Just chill out. Get something older. Or if you're into that, if you're gonna get a car payment, at least try to get the best deal possible for yourself. I mean, you can go to the credit union, take out a personal loan and buy the car with that. And I know a lot of times you get a better interest rate doing it that way versus going to a dealership, because the dealership only has their own interest at heart, y'all. Like no matter what they tell y'all, they're gonna tell you, oh, they trying to get the best deal for you. No, they're not. Dealerships worry about themselves. So do not be tricked by their whatever they tell y'all. They're not for you. And y'all, we gonna go ahead and end off this video right here. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for tapping in. And you know what I mean, just be safe out there. Be smart with your decisions. Think it through. Look on the internet. We all have the same phones, you know what I mean? So do your research. And there's other people that are also in your situation. You can learn a lot from Reddit forums. Believe it or not, man, I learned a lot from them Reddit forums, man. So just be safe out there. Buy a TSX and travel. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, guys. Have a good one. Peace.